Hello everyone, it's Rider here and welcome to another video, and as requested by a number of people, here is the review of the Hyperreal Luke Skywalker. So let's start off and have a look at the packaging, shall we? It comes in a pretty big box and it's got a bit of Velcro on the front, so it opens out, you can see all the accessories laid out and everything like that. And that's about it, really. It looks really nice. It's displayed really nice, but let's have a look at the figure. Really been happy to pick up this, and yeah, I'm really happy. This cost me half price, so it cost me $39.99 instead of $79.99, and I really like it. Yes, the rubber is a little bit odd on the outside, but we'll get into that in a moment. It comes with a number of accessories. So it comes with his lightsaber, which is here in his hand, and that comes in two pieces. You can take the blade out. I'm not going to bother doing that now. It can clip onto his belt down here. Mine was a little bit bent. You can still see it's slightly bent. I have straightened it, but it's not 100% straight. Lovely Hasbro QC for you, but I think the lightsaber looks good, so it comes with that. It also comes with, and I will try and open this up, is blaster, which, there you go, as you can see, is also bent. That's not good. These can be straightened out. It's just a little bit annoying that they're not exactly straight. But that's pretty cool. Nicely painted on there. And that obviously can go into his holster, like so. And then this belt clip can clip around, and that plug can go back in there, and happy days, all done. Yeah, it also comes with a display base. And this display base has a number of ports. Now, interestingly, these are little pegs that actually can be placed in any of these holes, and they're placed underneath the display base there. So you have a few of them, and I think these clip together so you can have him fighting Darth Vader, who was the first release. And then on top of that, you have a shed load of hands, basically. So I'll show you these. For those of you into your hands, before that, we do get a slightly different head, slightly different. I'll just put them side by side so you can see them. Yeah, I'd prefer this head. I think this is more of a sweaty Luke Skywalker towards the end of Empire Strikes Back, and this is just as he arrives on Bespin. But I think this likeness is better than this one. They just unpeg via a ball peg on the neck, just pull them back. So, we get like a force wielding. This is his right hand. So yeah, we've got that look going on, which is great. We've got the other right hand, which is a slightly limp, "Oh, my sister just tried to kiss me on Hoth" kind of limp, not sure what to do hand. We've got the stretching out. I'm in a pool full of water and a medical droid's looking after me. Kind of looks like kind of hand. We've got a Princess Leia's feeling a bit adventurous fist hand. We have a grasping onto the Leia's gilet hand. I don't know where all these are going, by the way. Got another limp hand. We've got another kind of expressionless weak hand. Another fist in hand. This, I think, is his lightsaber hand, I think. And this is his hand to hold his pistol. So, a lot of hands. A hell of a lot of hands. Yeah, and those unpeg like so. I'll show you this now. So you basically pull like so, and you see there's a little hole and a little like a skeleton peg in there. Yeah, that's kind of how he looks at the end of Empire Strikes Back now, isn't it, with one hand? Let's put on his blaster hand, and there is articulation in these. So you see how the ball peg moves, and because the body is made of silicone, it's quite difficult to actually get a decent grip on it. It is a bit of a challenge. Right, I think that's on. Yep, that's on now. So let's take his bent blaster out of his pocket. Let's pop that blaster in his hand. So you can have that look going on if you want to. Yeah, I think that works. Looks pretty good. And let's try and do this actually. Let's pop out his lightsaber hanging from his waist like so. It's quite a nice little look for him actually. I always tend to display my Jedis with their lightsabers showing. Look at them, dirty Jedis showing the lightsabers. But you know what? I think that works quite well. Okay, so let's have a look at articulation, shall we? And this is where this figure really comes into its own. There is a skeleton underneath this kind of like rubber silicon body, a bit like the T600s, I suppose, from Terminator. You've got, so head is on a ball joint, and there is nothing there's slightly something at the lower neck, but the head can go up and down like so. Arms, I don't really want to do a full 360 because I'm scared of splitting the silicon, but you have got movement there. You've got a bend at the knee, and look how natural that bend looks. Bend at the knee, bend at the elbow. Get it right, Rich. Yeah, bend at the elbow. So you can get a decent range of movement there. You can go all the way back like that, and all the way forward there at a crunch. You can hips. You see, I don't want to pull any further than this. It will go further, but I don't want to split the silicon here. So a bit like splitting your trousers in real life. You get a bend at the knee, like so. Go about that far. You get some movement in the ankles as well. And I think it just adds to the to this, what this figure brings really. It's that posability, more natural posing, no pegs, no anything like that. Now this is an issue for me, that if we bring in, it's not an issue, it's a fact that they don't fit in. So this is a Black Series figure. This is Bespin Luke, and you can see how much better that this version, this representation of Luke is than this one. But you can also see that this will not scale with any Black Series figure whatsoever. So this is its own scale. It's taller than, well, I don't know if I've got a ruler here, but you can see it's like about 7 inches tall, probably about 7 inches. So yeah, it doesn't scale with anything. I think that is its only criticism. I would absolutely love it if they made this figure at this scale, in the Black Series scale. I would absolutely love it. And you know what? I absolutely loved this Bespin Luke, but next to this version of him, it just looks terrible, doesn't it? It just looks absolutely terrible. But all in all, joking aside, with all the hands and everything like that, it's great to have options. I've lost his lightsaber down the back of the chair. It's great to have options. It's great to be able to dynamically pose a figure so naturally. Really cool to be able to take a figure and pull a pose so easily. I wish they'd done a Han Solo in it, to be honest. But I don't think they're going to be making any more of this line. I think that because this one didn't sell too well, I can't see them extending this line behind the Luke and the Vader. And that's fine for me. I am going to have a look for the Vader. I think it would be nice to have them two fighting it out together on a display somewhere. Final thoughts wise, I think this figure looks really, really good. I think it is worth the money I paid for it. I question whether if it's worth the £80 recommended price, but for this particular price point I paid of 40 quid, absolutely worth the money. I think that it poses really well. I think that the likeness is probably the best we've had, and I think it comes with a decent amount of accessories. I think negative wise, some people might not like the feel of this silicon body. I think that it's questionable whether will that perish over time. I'm not sure. even though it comes with a lot of accessories, all these hands aren't really useful, and there's so many that are so similar, which don't really mean that you'll actually use them. You do get a second head, which is fine. I would have liked some different expressions maybe, rather than having messy hair and not so messy hair, because they have got very similar expressions. But yeah, and the only other downside is that Hasbro QC again, the lightsaber and the pistol are bent, and yes, they can be straightened, but at a price point of like 80 quid, you know what, that should be sorted. But all in all, I recommend this figure. I'm sorry that the contrast keeps going up and down. It's just because it's dark here and I'm filming under artificial lights, and I haven't got a proper setup yet. But all in all, I hope you've enjoyed this video. At least you've been able to take a look at Hyperreal Luke Skywalker. And until next time, I'll catch you again really, really soon.